Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is it, the final series of Group A of the ASL Prime League Season 3. I'm Tempo. My good buddy Trigonal had to take care of some things, but we are going to continue as we are here spawned on Kelazhur Station. This player spawning in the bottom right, representing Pro Dolly. It is our blue Brazilian Terran player, Kelazhur. And his opponent, spawning in the top left, representing Team Acer, as well as Canada, it is the pink Zerg player, Scarlett. And this is a rematch, as they had played earlier today. And Kelazhur actually got the upper hand in that one, so it's going to be up to Scarlett to make sure that our journey, in order to come back here to get a second shot at redemption, is going to pay off for her, as we are here on Kelazhur once more. So Scarlett, though, opening it very, very aggressively, actually. Didn't see what time this pool went down, but noticed that she did do the pool first and has delayed her hatchery, and is going to be making 6 lings, actually. So depending on how Kelazhur decided to open, which seems to be like a regular Reaper expand, you could lose that SCV that is going to be building this command center at the natural. So he's definitely going to have to be very careful and observant, as Scarlett already sees that the Reaper is leaving, and she's probably going to try to circum. Yes, yep. So not going to get caught by that Reaper. And Kelazhur goes ahead and makes an add-on on the barracks already, so a reactor going to be going down. And he has no production of any units at the moment, so this SCV is going to find it a bit difficult to keep this command center up. The Reaper's all the way on the other side of the map. Oh, but yeah, he realizes it now. Doesn't even confirm anything on the side of Scarlett's map. Or Scarlett's side of the map, and is going to force that cancel. And now there's 6 lings here that are just beating on the front door of Kelazhur, who has to make another, well, I guess round trip. He's coming back on home. And the SCV is going to come to repair, but I don't think any of them are going to die, as they are behind the safety of that wall. It's mainly the scouting information that Scarlett is denied, as well as canceling that command center. But would have liked to see Scarlett try to save some of those lings, but it does get pretty impossible to do so, because the Reaper can chase them all down. So unless you were to split them all the way in like 6 different directions, you're not going to find very much luck in actually keeping those lings alive. So Kelazhur switching up his plan, but not really actually switching it up, just having to make do with what happened, and makes that command center inside of the main. While I don't even believe the he's gonna go ahead and double expand, actually, so never mind. I don't know if he actually planned to do this, but very, very bold move, putting that 3rd command center right over there, especially because Scarlett opened up so aggressively. Maybe he believes that there will be no follow-up aggression. But Scarlett getting her base up. Looks like she did open a gasless. I believe it is, yeah, because he is starting to mine from both gases inside of the main. Hasn't taken the ones at the natural, and hasn't taken her 3rd yet either, so Scarlett a big fan of that 2-base muta style into a very later 3rd, and she makes it work. You know, there have been a lot of times where I'm always afraid that the economy is going to be lacking, especially because of Kelazhur taking the greedy route. He's going to get this 3rd command center up and going to just start pumping a lot of SCVs out, have triple mule, and surprisingly, it's actually good against a lot of early aggression because of how fast you can reproduce. So very nice opener here, and I think if he doesn't put down an eBay, okay, so he's going to go for the eBay. If he didn't put down an eBay, his marine production isn't that great, so those mutas could do quite a bit of work. But I don't know, we haven't even seen really any scout here from Kelazhur just yet. And these Hellions are going to go ahead and try to get some scouting info. Oh, it looks like they're going to get a little bit more, as those drones are under a little bit of fire, and Scarlett can pull some of them away. A little bit risky, because there are 3 still Hellions alive, but that Spine Crawler is going to be able to take out. Yeah, that Hellion is really low. Can Kelazhur get any more damage done? Doesn't look like he's actually going to get too much, but If you look at the workers killed, 8, it's not too bad. Actually, I didn't realize that it was 8 workers, so 8 workers is not too bad at all. I believe he had 4 Hellions there, as well as a Reaper. And he goes in there and he gets the scout. So the main important thing is that he knows that Lair is finished, but he has no idea about the Spire. So he didn't see a Roach Warren, didn't see Evo Chambers, but he did see a Lair. So if he puts all that together, he should know that mutas are a possibility. So 2 Evo Chambers going down here from Scarlett, as well as that third base. And Kelazhur getting ready to wall off his natural, adding the gases at the natural as well. And he's getting his upgrade, so he's playing at the most, I would say, greedy, but very economical opener. So where you don't really do too much in the mid stages of the game, well, let's say the early mid stages of the game, you set yourself up to, I mean, I think Bomber does something like this where you will see the parade push follow it up. But Scarlett, opening up with the 2-base Muta, is going to try to get a little bit of damage done. But this Overlord at the natural is going to be sad, as he does see those turrets already getting up. The natural is pretty well defended. There are no turrets inside of the main, and there's one at the third. So Kelazhur kind of defending up the spots where he feels he will be most vulnerable, the most likely path for the mutas to go. But Scarlett doing what she does best, spreading that creep already. I love how she does this on King Sejong Station, already spreading it down the left side of the map as well. Pretty good stuff, pretty good. 6 mutas on the way, in addition, I would assume, yeah, in addition to the +1 flyer attack. But if you look at this right now, Kelazhur is already going to have 1-1 on his bio. And he already has his third base mining. Quite a bit of Marines, setting up that combat shield, as well as stim being already complete. And if you even look at his base, these are going to be working on 5 barracks production. Yeah, quite a few reactors on all of them, so just now starting to power up all of that production. 3 base economy. Look at that, 60 SCVs to 67 drones. And this third has just now started to mine from Scarlett. You got to keep that in mind as well. So the production is going to be a little bit less than you would assume a more greedier opener, but the mutas are going to try to keep Kelazhur at bay. And that's pretty much the best that she can hope for without getting caught off guard, not having enough units to actually deal with what Kelazhur would be throwing at her. But if you look at the map, I mean, when Kelazhur moves out onto the map, he's going to be looking at the creep by the time he even reaches that potential forward 4th location. So Muta's going to try to go into the third base, get a little bit done, going to get an SCV, and these supply depots are actually going to be vulnerable. So, Kelazhur stimming all of his Marines there, not even going to get a glimpse of the mutas at all. And Scarlett doing some really cool play here as she does burrow these Banes. And that's going to be interesting too, because if you're going to be pushing, especially a parade push, you move out with a lot of units all clumped up, and the last thing you're expecting are there to be burrowed Banes right outside of your base. So you'd have to be very careful with that, but I'm wondering if he will actually see it. Nope, it looks like he's just going to try to get a drop going off, but not going to happen. Damn, that is a lot of Banelings getting morphed here from Scarlett on a kind of peculiar location, actually. I feel like she's just going to be borrowing them everywhere. It's an interesting location. She has a bunch of Banes on the right side, if you look, and then the Muta's flying around the left, while spreading the Banelings all over the place in order to burrow. So, Hive is on the way. Damn, this is a really early Hive. Hive at the 13-minute mark. Usually you're trying to survive against the Terran push at this point, but she's up to 85 drones. And getting to Hive, already mining from a 4th base. Scarlett looking pretty good as far as this macro goes. And she's not under any pressure just yet. And a scan going here to see. Gonna miss the Banelings though. Oh my god. And this it may be a little bit too obvious when the mutas are baiting around like that, but oh god, that is the worst. If you have your first push just get completely wrecked by a few Baneling explosions, oh, he's gonna go ahead and will scan it. Sees those Banelings, does not want to get hit by those at all. But look at all this creep that he has to clean up. Big drop inside of the main though, gonna get cleaned up as well from those Lings of Scarlett. Not too much damage being done here. Kelazhur trying to find a place to at least push. Looking pretty scary though, because everywhere he goes there's creep. So even though he goes up to that watchtower, still quite a bit of creep there. And going over to the 4th, even looked at there's an Overlord that is overlooking that creep tumor, hoping that it goes all the way around too. So it's just a production of Scarlett that is looking pretty good. She is down in supply. Kelazhur's army is looking pretty fearsome, but here come all the banelings. And Widowmines are going to burrow a little bit late, but a lot of the bio getting slaughtered by those banelings. But that positioning from Kelazhur is going to be pretty good at the top. Scarlett has a lot of production. She has a lot of money, and she's getting some pretty damn good baneling hits as well. Now Scarlett is chasing down these medevacs. They're all going to get taken out. That's pretty big here. How many medevacs was that? 7 medevacs already gone down. Especially that one that did try to do the drop. Scarlett looking pretty good. I would definitely say this is a very comfortable position to be as a Zerg player on King Sejong Station, where usually you're the one that has so much pressure on you. So she might get caught out of position here, but there's actually a lot of banelings coming in again. Kelazhur is trying to back up again, but oh, the Widowmines always burrowing just a little bit too late. And now Scarlett is on the move. +2 flyers is already completed. GG, well played will be called. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here. This is going to be game number 2 of match number 5, the final match in Group A of the ASL Prime League Season 3. And here, spawning in the bottom left corner of Nimbus, representing Team Acer, up 1 game, it is going to be Scarlett. And her opponent, spawning opposite the bottom right of Nimbus, also representing Pro Dolly, it is the blue Terran player from Brazil, Kelazhur. Alright, so potentially the last game of the series. If history does repeat itself, then Kelazhur will be taking this one, as we did see a very aggressive Hellbat opener from him the first time around they met. And Scarlett had said, I remember she said that, oh, I could have held it, but I just made my spine crawler too late. And she knew that it was coming. So we'll see. She decides to change it up, but a little bit different from last game, and rightfully so because of the map. Nimbus, really one of those macro-oriented maps, and going with that hatch first. Saw a very aggressive opener from Scarlett last time, as she did open up with a very early pool into 6 lings, canceling that command center, and then kind of taking control from the game. That was kind of crazy. Just watching her grab that game by the horns and just kind of swing it around. So Kelazhur, though, is going to be opening up once again with the gas, getting the Reaper out, so he will be able to scout. And then he is going to most likely put down that command center. So not going to take advantage of the map and just go like CC first or something, as we did see him go very aggressive the last time. So maybe he likes to do it that way. Even though we saw him do a triple command center last game, I don't know, man. He just likes to play all different, never be predictable. That's pretty much the best way you can play StarCraft, especially in a best of 3 series when you're meeting for the second time. So you got to keep that in mind, that these two players have met already. First time it went in the favor of Kelazhur. Scarlett hoping to rewrite history here and advance over into the round of 16. So Kelazhur getting that expansion up. Is he going to be able to scout in the right direction? He will. And Scarlett is already ready with the few lings. Not going to use them to go across the map, as it's a little bit more difficult to get into the base on this map, because usually the wall is already done by the time you get there, unless you make your pool like stupidly early. So Scarlett, though, doing that gasless build we've seen her do, and then getting the 2 gases at 36 supply. And it makes me wonder if she is going to try to do that 2-base Meta. It worked out for her last game, but it makes me wonder if it was only because of the cancel on the base. So if Kelazhur doesn't get interrupted at all and is kind of left alone, maybe the Meta timing isn't going to be in time to deal with any type of aggression. But hey, man, this looking pretty crazy at the moment, as we are on 1 gas and a starport is already on the way. I think we may see that same kind of build. If we see the armory get dropped down, then these positions actually are not too bad at all for doing that kind of push. Even though he's not dropping the natural easily, it's just going into the main. And there won't be too many defenses here. But Scarlett going into that lair once again. She's on 3 gases here, though, so this is a bit different. Haven't seen a Roach Warren get dropped yet or anything like that, or a Spine Crawler. If she was going to be expecting that kind of push from Kelazhur, and that is exactly what it looks like, except we just don't see the armory yet. It may be coming down soon if he decides to do it, but Kelazhur may decide to just go with Hellions straight up. I don't see any Marines with it. Yeah, so it looks like it's just going to be that, at least for now. And Scarlett, kind of very cool build. I feel like it's a very interesting build because she gets her lair and then gets Ling speed after the lair. So, oh my god, Scarlett not messing around at all. So she's going to be getting 3 Spine Crawlers at her natural ramp. Well, this is the main ramp pretty much, but by habit, I guess we just call it the natural ramp because it feels that way. Kelazhur are looking to get pretty aggressive, though, with a bunch of these Hellions, and even making a Viking out of that starport. So he may be trying to juke Scarlett out here, forcing out a big overreaction. But the Spire is on the way, and the Vikings should be able to go around the map and kill Overlords and deny any type of potential scouting. But Scarlett, she does not want to die right now. It's looking pretty funny as she's like, come at me. And she's like, I dare you, I dare you. Seeing all those Hellions, that is a lot of Hellions, but there are 3 Queens. Got to be careful because the Spine Crawlers are not participating in this battle at all. The Queens are trying to get a little bit of good damage done, but they're going to go down. One goes down. There's still another one up, but there is a big drop inside of the main. These are just Marines, but the medevac healing them. There's already a Spine Crawler inside of that the natural mineral line. Kelazhur got to be careful, going to lose a bunch of those Marines as well as the medevac. But the Hellions going into full YOLO swag mode as they do try to get those kills, but Scarlett is just completely on top and making it look easy. Wow, so now the 3rd base goes down. A 9-minute 3rd, just hoping not to die. And looks like she held pretty well. But in the world of Kelazhur, he does already have his 3rd base. And has dropped down the 2 Evo chain. Well, not Evos. He dropped down the 2 engineering base. Gonna be able to start getting those bio upgrades. And Stim is on the way as well. And now we see the production come down here from Kelazhur. And Scarlett just now getting her 3rd too. So that's not bad. Even though Kelazhur didn't do a ridiculous amount of damage, he did end up still getting 12 drones. So you got to give it up for him there. He lost a lot, but he got the damage done. Put Scarlett on the back foot by making these 3 Spine Crawlers, in addition to the one in that natural. So here come the mutas though, but Kelazhur looks to be very well prepared. Almost, actually. This turret not quite done yet. The one on the south side is already complete, but Viking gonna try to ward away these mutas. And if she's not careful, yeah, those Marines want to shoot some mutas too. Kelazhur looking like he... Wait a minute. He actually went back with his command center into his main. So there's no longer a 3rd command center at the 3rd location. Looking like Scarlett has a lot of Lings on the map. He may be afraid of some kind of big attack. So he'll just make sure to start getting that SCV count up pretty good. And Scarlett doing that creep spread once again. Her 3rd base taking the one that is closer to Kelazhur. If you notice, the 3rd base is right next to the natural of the Terran opponent, so that's pretty close. Just saying, it's a little bit of a nerve-wracking situation if Kelazhur were to be aggressive, but looking like he's the one that is kind of hunkered down inside of his own base. And this Viking has 2 kills, and not really supply blocking anything just yet. But Scarlett trying to get a little bit done with those mutas again. Not going too crazy with them though, you know. She goes in, tries to get something done, and then moves on out. Scouting, seeing the unit composition, checking the upgrade timing. Any little information you can get with these mutas. But whoa! You're gonna lose one of them as one ventures a little bit too far into the base of Kelazhur. And these Lings and Banes at the other side of the map are getting ready for a big counter. But there's no 3rd base for her to actually counter. So as soon as that does the scan, anytime Scarlett flaps her mutas around, Kelazhur is like, hey, is there any burrowed banelings in the vicinity? And at this time there are not. Scarlett did get burrow once again, but she decided not to go and burrow them just yet. But this counterattack is going to be scary, I think, if Kelazhur is not paying attention, as he's already starting to transfer those SCVs to the 3rd. But he's set up in a position where he's going to be able to defend it. He just has to see it in time. So Scarlett getting those upgrades once more. A little bit behind here as her 1-1 is not completed. Kelazhur is already going on 2-2. Adding some Hellbats into the composition. And switching it up. He was going for the Widow Mines before. And now looks like he's going to be preferring to take those Hellbats instead. So the Hellbats are really nice. They're more, I would say, like stable. You do more. There's less volatile damage. You know, a Widow Mine can backfire on you really quickly, or you may not get the right hits. But those Hellbats really allow you to roast the Lings at least, while you split up against the Banelings and hope that your splits are going to be able to deal with the Banes. But it's going to be hard to split. I mean, look at the creep spread already. Unless you're defending, it's going to be a bit of a rough situation here for Kelazhur when he does push out once more. So now the Mutaflock has got to a point where they can go 1-to-1 with these turrets. And they're going to go in here, and Kelazhur doesn't actually have the surface area for the repair just yet. But Scarlett not going to push the issue. I'm going to start her 2-2, getting that infestation pit. We saw a very early hive last time. Wondering if she'll go for that again. Getting those 3-3 upgrades of the adrenal glands, and also adding in the Ultralisks. 2-2 getting done here for Kelazhur, so he's getting ready to go onto the map. But Scarlett has plans of her own, as she does have a good counterattack set up. 15 workers are at that third. If Kelazhur doesn't see this, there's going to be 0 workers there, and it looks like the Banelings are going to be crashing on through. And, yeah, not too crazy, but the burrow once again. Really cool play once again out of Scarlett, but Kelazhur is going to continue to push out. He knows he has a decent timing here with his 2-2, and if he's able to get some damage done here, that's pretty nice for him. But he did lose a lot of his SCVs, and here come the Banelings crashing down. Uh-oh, like I said, you got to do the splits. If you're going to use no Widow Mines, you need to make sure that your splits are on point. And those splits were not the greatest here from Kelazhur. There are a lot more Banelings left over here, and Scarlett is going to force those units to flee away in these medevacs. And there are still Banelings, oh no, there were Banelings that were burrowed there, but I think Kelazhur was able to scan, and that means that no more mules are going to be there, as he did have to use them for the scan. So, 1 mule just mining there. Not too bad, but Scarlett is looking pretty dominant, as her creep spread is already right at the point where Kelazhur would be moving out. Kelazhur wants to be using these scans to clear creep. Big Widow Mine hit there. Actually, that was a Baneling hit on the Widow Mines before they were able to burrow. Scarlett is pushing on through. Her 2-2 is just about to finish, but Kelazhur's is complete. A little bit of a premature attack, but is it even going to matter? Scarlett's supply is looking pretty fearsome. 163 to the 99 here. 92 drones. Already getting her 4th base. Hive on the way. And, yeah, I think Scarlett is looking pretty comfortable at the moment. Kelazhur's army is not looking too great, although he does have the superior. Well, he did have the superior upgrades. Remember, Scarlett has now kind of closed that gap, and she has a huge Mutaflock. Like, this is 21 mutas at the time, and Kelazhur, his main force is like a force that you would think would be doing a drop or something. These mutas are just so crazy. They're going to go ahead and kill so much here in the natural. A lot of those SCVs going down. And before, it was looking like Kelazhur had that upper hand in the SCV to kill department. Well, in the drone kill department. But Scarlett's already killed almost 30 SCVs. From counterattacks, from mutas. And he's... I think Scarlett is going to be doing another counterattack. She has the units to spare. Kelazhur trying to go ahead to this 4th base of Scarlett, going to get some good drone kills, but another big counterattack going over to the 3rd of Kelazhur. This is going to get cleaned up by Scarlett, but here comes a big attack. SCV is getting forced off of the line. Really nice position here for Kelazhur if he doesn't get trapped by the Lings in the back. And now even more Banelings. Uh-oh, Kelazhur, don't bring your... Oh! Gonna bring back those SCVs. And there are still 2 Banelings there. There are still 2. So, oh, no. A really nice scan there from Kelazhur. Not going to allow that to happen once again. But so much damage has already been done. We're looking at 94 workers to 45. Anytime a Zerg player has this many workers, it is pretty much constant aggression, constant trading. I think that's what we're going to see here from Scarlett. Another base being taken at the north. It's a little northwest side of the map, but nothing really being mined there at all just yet. Ultralisk Cavern is going down. 3-3 adrenal glands on the ground, as well as +3 attack for the flyer on the mutas is also going down. And 3-3 is going to be finishing here for Kelazhur, so his army supply has just never really been able to get to that point where he can contest and really put pressure on Scarlett. But his upgrades have been pretty much on point the whole game. It's just going to be a matter of will he have enough to actually utilize those upgrades. I'm a little bit nervous here because the Mutaflock is looking pretty scary again. 25 mutas we're here at. The third base is under siege as well, under fire. And a big counterattack as well, setting up. But he's just going to go ahead and deny this fourth base from mining of Kelazhur. But the Muta's going to contaminate also the 3-3 right before it finishes. And also the engineering bay getting taken out. And now Kelazhur is just going to have to tap out. Just doesn't have enough to deal with it. Scarlett will take game number 2 and advance to the round of 16.